Hey everyone. For today's video, I want to talk about why compatibility is more important than love. I actually made a post about this on Instagram yesterday, so I wanted to expound on this topic because I realized it's something that many people could actually do well to hear. And before I jump in, because there was already confusion about this in my post yesterday, I'm not saying that it's a one or the other type choice where this is binary, like you either choose compatibility or love. Ideally, of course, you're going to want to find both. But what I'm arguing is that compatibility is more important because here's the thing, love is not the be all and end all. Like a lot of cultures kind of place a bit too much importance on love, in my opinion. And here's why I don't agree with this, because you can easily love the wrong person. Heck, I've seen it in my own life, and I'm sure many of you have either experienced it yourself or you know someone who's done this, or you just see it in the media. Like there are plenty of examples where people love someone who isn't good for them. I mean, one of the worst examples out there are abusers. There are people who literally love someone who physically and emotionally abuses them. That kind of shows love isn't enough, right? Because you can love someone who is absolutely horrible for you. So this is why I argue that compatibility is what you should focus on first and foremost. But yet again, that doesn't mean ignoring love. That doesn't mean trying to create a relationship that's loveless. That's not what I'm saying. Just when you're dating, focus on compatibility first and foremost. And usually, if you're really compatible with someone, there probably will be a lot of love in that relationship as well. Because the more compatible you are, that usually means you have a lot in common. You're probably somewhat similar personality-wise. You're into similar things. That's naturally usually going to lead towards love, unless you don't find them physically attractive or something. But then why would you be dating the person anyway? Yeah, so there you go. Usually compatibility will lead to love anyway. So you really should focus on it. You should make it one of your main priorities when you're dating. Don't focus solely on the way you feel about the other person, because you can easily fall for someone who is not compatible with you, someone who is no good for you. So it's important to, when you're dating someone, to constantly kind of ask yourself throughout the process whether or not this person is good for you. Do you actually have things in common with them? Do you have life goals in common with them? This one is huge because I know every single time I meet a woman who doesn't want to have kids, I immediately know there's no future with her. I'm like, okay, we could do something short term, but there is no future here because I want kids. So stuff like that, you need to know what you're looking for and then see if what they're looking for lines up with that, because that will tell you that you've got some good compatibility there. But in the cases where your life goals are going in separate directions, you could have all the feelings for them in the world, but you're probably not going to be that compatible. So there you go. This is why it's so important to focus on compatibility first and foremost. And then with that, hopefully you'll grow to love someone that you're super compatible with. I just don't believe you should approach this in the opposite direction, where you focus on love first and foremost and kind of let compatibility fall to the wayside, because that could lead to issues. So let me kind of reiterate how bad it is to focus on love first and foremost, because a lot of people, I think they know this, like if they were to think about it consciously, but the problem is many people don't approach dating consciously, because what I'm driving at is if you love the wrong person and you focus solely on love, that person could demolish you. Like if they're a physical abuser, they could physically do so, they could harm you, but usually what ends up happening is they demolish your self-esteem if they're someone who's bad for you, like a toxic person or just someone who's really unhealthy with their relationship habits and the way they have a lack of empathy, that sort of thing. So you really need to be conscious when you're dating, because you do not want to end up in that situation where you date someone for a while, maybe hop into a relationship with them, and then over time they just start eroding your self-esteem. It takes a lot of time to recover from that. So that's why it's so important to not make love the main priority, because you can easily love someone who's going to really hurt you and make it so that you have a long period of recovery after them. Is that going to be worth it? Probably not. So really make sure you focus on compatibility first, and ideally find someone where you can have both of these things. So Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. Just wanted to kind of expound on this subject because I find it an interesting one, and I figured for any of my Instagram followers who saw that post, now they'll have a better idea of what I was driving at here. Because yeah, I wasn't saying that you should only focus on compatibility and not love. Like, that's stupid as hell. We can all agree on that, right? I thought it would go without saying, but yeah, that happens quite a lot. And it's almost like people can be very literal. So it's almost like if I wanted to make, well, even videos, if I wanted to talk about anything without any confusion, I'd have to just go on and I'd have to like touch it from every angle, which just isn't possible with this content. So yeah, that's always going to happen. But anyway, hopefully you understood what I'm getting at in this video and you see the merit in it, and hopefully you found this educational, I don't know, helpful. There we go, that's the proper word. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next video. Arrivederci.